Today I'm going to be making the first recipe in Paul Hollywood's A Baker's Life recipe book. This one is called My Mom's Ginger Biscuits. And it says, Mom used to make these easy biscuits several times a week. Not only are they a doddle to make, but they've got the right balance of being crispy and chewy. You can use butter instead of margarine if you like. They taste great either way. So I will be using butter. I measured all of this out on the scale. This is 1 stick of butter. This is 110 grams of sugar, 110 grams of golden syrup, and we have the Lyle's golden syrup. This is 225 grams of self-rising flour, and then this is 2 teaspoons of ginger. You want to preheat your oven to 356 degrees, or if you're in the United Kingdom, it'd be 180 degrees Celsius. You line 2 large baking trays with parchment paper, which I've already done. You want to melt the margarine, sugar, and syrup in this pan. Margarine, sugar, and syrup. So we're going to put this on the stove and we're going to melt it. And then once it's melted, we're going to take it off the heat and I'll show it to you then. I've taken it off the stove and you let it cool slightly. So literally I've let it cool for 5 minutes, that's it. So you want to take your ginger, and I'm gonna stir that in just a little bit. And then you want to take your flour. And this, you're going to stir to combine, but this is going to make a smooth dough. And then you have to let it cool enough to where you can handle it. So you might be able to handle it when it's hotter, or you might have to wait until it gets cooler. So just when it's comfortable for you, you can start forming the balls, which we'll do in just a minute. Right now I have to just get this incorporated. Okay, so I'm going to get some flour on my fingers, in my hands, and now I'm going to form this into balls. As best I can. And lay them down. And you want them to have enough room because they're going to spread when you put them in the oven to bake. So you want to give yourself plenty of room. Okay, I'm gonna try something. I think I could do just as well with this spoon as I can to try to form them into balls. So I'm just gonna lay it like that. To me, that looks just as good as those other ones. So that's what I'm gonna use, is just a spoon. And I am gonna keep them spread out because I know that I'm gonna give them some space because I know they'll spread in the oven. I'm gonna put one more on here. And then these are actually going to bake for 10 to 12 minutes on 356. It says to use your fork to make an indentation in the top. So I'm actually sticking it into the flour and then into the cookie. And this is how we do when we make homemade peanut butter cookies. This is how we do our homemade peanut butter cookies. Is we make
except with sugar.
Yeah, except you use sugar instead of flour, of course. Because in America, we're going to use sugar whenever we can. So now I'm going to bake them. Okay, this is how they look. I actually left them in for 12 minutes instead of 10 because it said 10 to 12 minutes. So I left them in for the full amount of time. So I'm going to leave these to cool and stick my other tray in the oven. But you want them to leave them to cool so that they'll firm up slightly on the tray. Okay, we are here with the biscuits, and they look really good.
But they're softer than that.
Yes, they
They
are.
sounded hard, but they weren't. They're very
they
smooth.
smell good.
Feel
They
the
are.
texture on them.
I know.
That's just as smooth
They're
as
very
a baby's butt. I guess we were dipping those would probably be really good.
You know, I taste the ginger, but I also taste very strongly that golden syrup. I like that.
They're okay. They're not my kind of cookie.
Because of the ginger?
No, there's just something in there. Probably the ginger.
It has to be the ginger.
Probably. Because the Lyle syrup was really good.
The Lyle syrup is delicious. You can literally touch your tongue to that Lyle's golden syrup. It's incredible all by itself.
It's like honey and pancake syrup, kind of elevated.
Oh, it is so good.
It's good.
We buy it, the first time I bought it online. But then I've actually seen it in a store in the next town over. It's a more expensive grocery store, but they do have it. So that's at least saved me from having to pay to get it online, you know?
Have to get it shipped and all that
So
stuff.
I think these are good, but if you don't like the ginger, you wouldn't have to add ginger. And I know these are called my mom's ginger biscuits, but if you didn't want them to be ginger, if you just wanted the taste of that golden syrup, you could just make them like that without that.
They're not bad. They're just, and the texture is okay. They're kind of chewy on the middle.
Yeah, they're chewy. That's how they're supposed to be.
You got a crisp ring on the outside. Like I said, the texture is fine. It's just, I don't know, there's something about the flavor I don't necessarily like.
Yeah, I like it though. So this was fun. This was my first recipe in the recipe book, in my Paul Hollywood recipe book. I plan on doing lots and lots more. So I hope you enjoyed this one, and we'll see you next time.